Hi, I'm Danny, and we're going to learn how to measure a window screen properly today. The first thing is to know these are springs and pull tabs. They're usually always on the taller side of the window screen. Once you have the screen set up on a table or anything flat, we take the outer measurements. So what that means is obviously from the very outside of the frame. So from there to there would be our width and the height. All of our measurements always go width by height first. So on this one, our width would be 16 1/8. So you have to make sure you add the 1/8 after the 16th because all of our screens, like I said, are exact sizing. And then our height would be 45 7/8. So again, 45 is your whole number and then 7/8 is the fraction. After that, once you get the measurement of your screen, you have to decide the thickness of your screen. So the thickness is this way. Not this way, it's a common misconception. All of our window screens, this thickness is always 3/4 of an inch, but that doesn't matter in terms of ordering a screen. What the thickness we want is this thickness, and they come in 3 standard thicknesses. We have 5/16, 3/8, and 7/16. And you simply get those by measuring the thickness of the screen. But you literally take a tape measure, throw it on there. You can tell that big one's 7/16, and then we got 3/8. So that's how you can kind of depict the thickness of your screen. After that, we go color. So our standard colors, we have 5 standard colors. We have white, almond, gray, bronze, and then we have Adobe. The one thing to note about Adobe is it does only come in 7/16, where these colors come in all 3 of the thickness sizes. Another thing to mention too is if you have a specialty color, we do have the ability to get a specialty color. You just may need to come into the office so that we can match exactly what you got, so that way it comes out the best for you. Some of our mesh types that you can go into after that, what comes with the cost of the screen is just our regular fiberglass mesh. And this one here is our charcoal fiberglass, so you can see the charcoal is pretty see-through. But usually we either have charcoal or gray, and I would say 90% of our jobs we usually do charcoal. After that, you could go a better view mesh, which is thinner fibers, which gives you a better view through the screen. And then after that as well, we have specialty mesh, such as we have 2 different options in solar mesh and then a tough screen or pet mesh if you have the pets that are at your house causing problems. After that, this one, like I showed you, has the springs up here. Flexible, help keep the screen intact, and then they also have this pull tab. This pull tab's plastic, but you could also pay for an upgrade to do a metal pull tab if you wanted to go that route. Another thing to install screens that you'd have to tell us is if you have double hung wood windows, they need to be jiffy clips, and these clips go in the tops of the screens, and then you have a bail latch that goes in the bottom. And it's important to note that these are only 7/16 thick. So if you have a 7/16 screen bar, it goes in there and it fits really snug like that, so there's no slop. If you, for instance, ordered a 5/16, you're gonna have a lot of play back and forth, and you're gonna hear your window screen rattling, but you definitely don't want that. The last few things to note are sometimes window screens come with plungers, such as this. And the plunger you can kind of see just comes in and out. If you have a window screen that has a plunger, you're going to just need to measure the exact width down from the edge of the screen. So this plunger would be at 4 inches. One thing this screen also has is a crossbar. If your screen has a crossbar, you do the same thing. You measure from the top of the edge down to the very middle of the crossbar, and this one is 27 1/4. So on your measurements, you would just write 27 1/4, and they're going to put that there. You also are going to need to signify that the crossbar is on the taller side, and what you got to think of in that point is the crossbar is going into the longer side, not going into the shorter side. Otherwise, it would go the other way. And that's most of our screens. That's pretty much our screens.